Hanging out here with Rohan at 2,500 feet and about heading over Long Island Sound. As you see those lights over there, that's Connecticut. Beautiful night for flying. Doesn't get any better than this, right, Ron?
No, it doesn't, man. The pilot's life. Love it.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, so let's see what we can see outside this wing. Just Connecticut in the distance, left wing, and New York City right behind us on the left. So, we're about to get airborne. What we're gonna do tonight, we are going to fly around this radar right here. So we took off from Farmdale Republic, make it a little bit bigger. Right there, that little blue airport there. And this is our green track, as you can see. But we can't go through that ring, that's radar, because they'll see us on the radar. We have to have clearance to go through. That's known as the Class Charlie airspace. So we're gonna go around this ring here and come back around, back on the south side of the Long Island Sound, and right back into Republic. We're gonna cruise right along here at the south, and then right back at the airport. So right now we are holding at 2,500 and we over the water.
Nice and smooth over the water.
Very smooth. But tell them the story why pilots don't like to fly over water.
So the story is, and they scare you a lot during training, they say that you should try to take the shortest route across water just in case you lose an engine, you have a place to land.
Right.
And a lot of people fear water, fear flying over water just because of that warning. But if you have faith in your airplane, I know it's mechanical, I know mechanical things break down over time, but if you have an airplane that's well maintained, you trust the engine, you can do whatever you want. Because if it fails over land, you still got to find a place to land.
Right.
Sully ditched in the Hudson. In the Hudson, he had to find a place to land, so he landed in water. So
right.
Engines can do what engines want to do. Just don't limit yourself. Of course, fly safe. Don't make stupid decisions, but fly over water if you want to fly over water.
And that's what I did when I went over from St. Thomas to St. Croix.
Yeah.
I gotta admit that I was a little nervous because there was nothing but pure ocean.
Yeah.
There was no boats, no jet skis, no one to pick you up in case you had to do a water ditching. But I had a life raft in the back, and that little puppy performed.
Right, and that's the flying safe part.
Yeah.
If you know you're going to be extensively over water, plan for it.
Exactly.
In the case that the emergency does happen,
right,
you have all of the things in place.
So tell the fam what we have right here, this little box, this green box.
So this little guy right here is our ADS-B antenna. Thanks to Cameron's generosity, we have this guy in the cockpit with us. I don't know if you were keeping up with the news today, but there was an incident in Texas. This tells us what's in our immediate area. Any aircraft that's in our immediate area that has an ADS-B antenna, which is the rule as of, when was it, 2020? Or
I think, right.
Right, so every aircraft has to have an ADS-B out antenna equipped in their equipment. And what this will tell you, it'll tell you if the aircraft is approaching you or flying away from you. It'll also tell you the vertical clearance distance between the two of you. So if you realize that you only have 100 feet between you and another aircraft, you're going to start making evasive maneuvers, whether they're coming at you or flying away from you. Because, it's the rules are for VFR pilots and pretty much for all pilots, see and avoid. Right? The final responsibility is up to you to see all the aircraft around you and avoid them at all costs.
So, November 18 Hotel Foxtrot, safe flight conditions.
So you could break the rules. You could break any rule that you need to break in order to prevent a collision. So if you don't have one, get one. If you're, I know some of the newer navigation equipment, they have ADS-B built into it. So if it doesn't have it, it's worth it. Go out and get an ADS-B antenna, because the $500 or $600 that it costs you won't be any good to you if something splashes into you.
Right, so the big jets do have them. They just have them built into the instrumentation, so they tell you where the aircraft is coming. A lot of people say, oh, this big sky, how could you hit? Trust me, there's a lot of airplanes out here. So we have to see.
What's the name of that website? Flight Radar?
Wow, yeah, flightradar.com?
Yeah, go on to flightradar.com when you have 2 minutes and just look at the United States alone to see how many aircraft. It looks like the entire North America is covered by aircraft.
Right, the congestion.
It's congested.
Yeah. Alright, so, nice little night again.
Yep.
And I'm going to tune out for a minute, and then we'll come back so you guys some more aerial views. It's a beautiful night for flying. Like I said, nothing beats this on a Saturday night. Now, fam, look at that moon. That is just beautiful.
There was an eclipse the other day, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
actually, you can look at the Farmer's Almanac, I think,
Uh-huh.
and it will tell you when it's half moon, crescent moon. They have it literally just... yeah,
Wow.
yeah, they tell you what type of moon is going to be.
Nice.
New moon. I never knew there was such thing as a new moon. So just a little education here. So how do we know when you're over water? You can't really tell. It could be, if you're not familiar with the area, we could be flying over a jungle for all you know. But when you see lights and you see darkness, you know there's something down there. And it could be either water, desert, or
Forest.
a forest, yeah.
Yep.
So you have to know where you are, in case you, like I say, the engine stopped, you have to figure out where you're going to put it down, because you will come down. So the only thing you can do is hope that won't happen. And that's why the big jets, they have 2 engines, so when you cross in the, when you leave out of, like say, St. Croix, and you cross in that big vast ocean, they have 2 engines, and that's for safety. Even Cape Air has 2 engines. And just in case one quits, they'll continue to push on one for safety. If this is a single engine prop, so if it quits, we SOL pretty much. And but they're well maintained, so we should be fine.
At night flying, you want to keep track of what airports are close by. So we just
Right.
flew by MacArthur, and you know, if we had an emergency, we'd start flying toward MacArthur.
Right, so MacArthur is right here. So if we was to lose our engine, we'll turn the aircraft really quick and to that airport to try to get there. We're only at 2,500, so there's a possibility we may not make it, but we'll try to troubleshoot the engine
At the same time.
Now, we just follow the procedures, and every aircraft have a manual and a operation procedure for engine out. Alright, so we're going to demonstrate something really cool to you guys. So normally the air traffic control, the tower is not always there. Some airports, they close at a certain time, so the runway light shuts down. So what Rohan going to do, there's a little key on his, let me get my thing here. That little button right there, you can key it, tell him how many times you key it.
Okay, so you can key it 3, 5, or 7 times. If you key it 7 times, it brings the lights up to the highest intensity. Key it 5 times, it puts it to medium, and then 3 times, it brings it down to the lowest intensity. Of course, it's on a timer, so after a certain while, it'll shut off, and the beacon will stay on, but the runway lighting will stay on.
And that's on the airport. So we're going to demonstrate that when we get a little closer to that, to that airport, which is somewhere down. I see it already.
Yeah.
So we get a little closer, and then we're going to key it, and you're going to see it come on. It's like magic. All right, so he's going to go ahead and key it. I got a little bit of reflection from the lights, but go ahead, Ron.
Okay.
Now, you see those blue lights down there? He just turned them on. And then you go ahead and bring it down. You can hear the clicking inside of the mic. And I think that went down. You do it one more time. And then get it so you can get it higher.
It went higher again.
Yeah. There you go, see it lit up. Oh, that's just magic. It's amazing. At 2,500, I'm going to show you something that gets a lot of pilots in trouble. Now, if you look out, it looks like we're looking into a black hole.
Full stop landing.
That's the Atlantic Ocean right there. And this is what gets a lot of pilots in trouble. If you don't stay on your instruments, for example, this one here tells us we're at 2,500, so we know we're not descending. And then right over here tells us the aircraft is leveled. The wings are level, because you have that illusion of you turning.
Yep.
And this is the gyro that also that correspond with the compass. So you gotta hold the heading just to make sure you're not veering off from your course. So let's say, for example, you're on your way from Florida to St. Croix. This is what they see. And while they're flying over the ocean at night, they see nothing. Maybe the moonlight ricocheting off of the ocean, if they're lucky. And sometimes over the ocean you have so much clouds and weather. So they're constantly looking at their instrument to make sure that they don't plunge into the ocean or they're not accidentally turning or losing altitude. And then we have a built-in GPS over here. If we tune it in, that gives us our destination and the countdown. But we carry our little iPads here as well for safety. So over here, a little green.
Liquid traffic car track 41, Julie Alpha.
This is where we are now.
We're going to be departing to the north. Final call, Liquid.
So we came around the entire ring, the radar. And we're going to go back this way like I told you. And just call into the airport here. Runway 31 is the, 32 is the active runway. So we're going to land on that one and then the turn off into the parking. This is what Long Island looks like. Pretty much is an island, but 120 miles long. So I'm low on battery power. I'm going to pause this for now and we're going to show you the landing. Alright, we are back. We're going to tune in the terminal information service setup so we can figure out what's going on at the airport.
For more information, contact flight service. I for departures, advise ground control for taxi or IFR. Reback runway, hold short instructions, reback runway assignments. Reback or altitude assignments. Advise Republic Tower initial contact, give information. Papa.
Huge.
We got Papa.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Public airport information, Papa, time 0053 Zulu, wind column, visibility 10, sky conditions, ceiling 6,000 broken, temperature 15, dew point 11, altimeter 29er, 75, visual approach and use landing departing runway 32, notice to emission, 5G NOTAMs in effect for Republic. For more information, contact flight service. I for departures, advise ground control for taxi or IFR, reback runway, hold short instructions, reback runway assignments, reback or altitude assignments, advise Republic Tower initial contact, give information, Papa.
Okay, so we got Papa. We're going to tune in the tower, let them know we got Papa. And I guess we are good for, should we wait or should we call him?
We can call him.
Okay. And,
yep, good.
And Republic Tower, good evening. Warrior 3028 Echo over Captree inbound with Papa, full stop.
3028 Echo, Republic Tower, straight in runway 32.
Straight in 3228 Echo. Alright, so the tower gave us a straight in. That means we can go straight into the runway rather than doing the procedures. And I'm just going to show you a little bit if I can find this airport on there. Right over here. So this is runway 32. So normally there's a procedure. You got to go in, you got to turn downwind and turn and then go in. But since we're out here and it's a very quiet night, he just tells us to just go straight in. So we are cleared to for the runway. He didn't only clear us to land, but he cleared us in. And that's important. This is known as the Class Delta airspace. And then this big ring you see over here is the Class Bravo airspace. We got JFK International, we got LaGuardia over here, and Newark, New Jersey. And those guys have carte blanche for this whole area. Alright, so Rohan is flying in, and he turned in towards the airport. And save a little battery power, we'll get back to you when we close to the runway. So I'm going to start a gradual descent here. I'm going to go over the landing checklist, pre-landing brakes, landing lights.
They still work. Landing lights are coming on.
Okay. And we have seat belts.
Seat belts good.
And mixture.
Sustainably Alpha, are you in the base?
Okay. And we have
yeah, we're following
heat.
traffic.
RP, we'll turn it on for the
Sustainably Alpha,
descent.
left turn,
Okay.
sharp left turn westbound.
Okay. And
we're turning westbound.
Fuel pump.
fuel pump.
Fuel pump's on. Good.
Close jet,
All right.
traffic, so if you're west by about a mile, turning southbound now with Cessna.
Got him in sight. Flexjet 352.
That's our runway straight out there.
Yeah. So we're
might as
going to
well
start
line
with
it up.
descent as he's coming down towards the runway. And if you can look straight ahead between all those lights, you see like a strip of lights. Very hard to see at night.
Cessna Lima Alpha, follow the jet, you're number 2, runway 32, cleared stop and go.
Got him in sight, we'll follow the jet. Alpha, clear stop and go 32.
Just about right over there somewhere
To
here.
your right.
Yeah, I see it. Then head straight for that runway. That's runway 32.
So he's going to be turning us.
Yes.
Alpha, clear stop and go 32.
Cherokee 28 Echo, runway 32, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 32, 28 Echo.
First jet 352, say parking.
Yes.
Modern
Okay,
Aviation.
we're on the left.
Up and
Right?
on the right.
Gas is on the left. You want to keep it on the left or right?
350T, taxi Bravo.
Keep it put
Bravo
up.
4.
Whatever.
And
Yeah,
cross runway
okay.
1.
Yeah.
Mixture's full, Rich.
Bravo 4, cross
Pump is
runway
on.
1 this frequency. Thank you, Flexjet 352.
S. S is one of those seat belts.
Yes.
Switches.
There goes that
Runway.
runway.
Hold on.
Runway 32.
Okay, just above glide slope. Or below glide slope, just below glide slope. Okay, I'm turning off the carb heat. Carb heat is off, on glide slope.
900.
900 check. And on glide slope.
Don't forget your flaps when you're ready.
Check. And what's my speed there?
Speed is
I'm in
100
flap
knots.
range.
Yeah.
Okay. Flap 10 set. Bring the power back some.
All right, about to slow down.
Just balloon me up.
And if you see the two lights on the left of the runway there, folks, that tells him he's too high. So he's going to bring the power back some more and increase the sink. And he's giving another notch of flaps. That's that stuff that comes down the wings, for those who don't know what a flap is. And still too high, so he's going to bring the power out some more.
Pitch equals airspeed, power is altitude. So the more
500.
power you have in there, it's going to try to hold that plane in the air. And you pitch down, get your airspeed, because I just bled off some power, some speed, by pulling the power. Okay, got one red light. At 75 knots.
All right, red over white.
Alright.
So he's right on glide, and then the three reds came in on the left. Touchdown, safely. Back on the ground.
Republic Tower, File 926, Juliet Alpha on GPS 32.
Cessna 926, Juliet Alpha, Republic Tower, runway 32, clear to land.
Clear to land at 926, Juliet
yeah.
Alpha.
Cherokee 28 Echo, Atlantic.
Affirmative, 28 Echo.
Cherokee 28 Echo, Golf 7, cross runway 1, Bravo with me.
Golf 7, cross runway 1, Bravo with you. 28 Echo.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Clear right.
Alright folks, I hope you enjoyed that one. That was a really nice flight.
I enjoyed it.
Around Long Island a little bit.
Runway 0119.
Beautiful night for flying. Make sure you watch our videos. Have a whole bunch of videos on YouTube.
19.
Like, share, and subscribe. And have a good night.